Well, hello, everybody. It's Dr. Hank, and welcome to Agent Wealth Success. This is where this particular group that we have is a national referral group, and so we give out referrals. I'm the conduit, if you will, on this, and so you just let me know. I don't take any commission or anything. I just hook up us agents across the nation, and so help us to share different referrals. You guys work out the percentage, however you want to do that. And a little bit later, after I provide some updates on the world and real estate and opportunities for you, that we'll get into some really great information. But you can share if you have any leads. Last week, I think we did 7 different referrals around the nation. And so it's all great and fun stuff here. And so again, I'll start out with an overview of where we are, and just know that when the client is considering selecting an agent, the number one reason why they select you is your relevant local, national, economic, if you will, real estate knowledge. And so that is the premise on why we not only are sharing referrals, but also we're sharpening our saw, if you will, and helping us to become more. So we're going to, our focus, and again, we're all primarily real estate agents. We have a few mortgage people in here, real estate professionals, really some brokers that we have. And so we welcome all. And it's the same link every week, and always at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. But what we're focusing on is 2 keys to finishing strong this quarter, and so the end of the year, as well as having a fast start in 2021. And to do that, we need to know exactly what's happening in the market and what consumers are looking for. And so you're going to get all that information today. You're going to hear things that you were not aware of that's happening. And so I want you to take notes, and I'm going to share with you some great information. It's information that you can share with your list. In fact, we're going to be talking about conveying urgency to potential clients, and I'll talk about that later. And then we'll open it up to everybody. And so any thoughts you have, any comments, what you like best, any input that you want, any referrals, et cetera, that we can share. But we're really a mastermind here, and it just help each other to increase our businesses and really to enhance our life. And I put everybody on mute here, just but you can unmute yourself. And at any time, as you're hearing this information, as we're sharing this, that please, speak up with any questions, comments that you have. So we're going to know, we need to know exactly what's going on, and you'll get all that information here. But we also want to make a commitment to be the knowledge agent. And so this idea that we want to be most successful and serve lots of people and have lots of fun, and to do it for this end of the year, but also to be thinking about next year. And so we're going to start out kind of big, if you will. We're going to start out broadly on what's happening with the economy. That all impacts us in real estate. And then we're going to get right down to real estate. We're going to actually talk about one of our leads program. It's free. About 90% of the leads close on it. It's just incredible. And it's one of our lead programs, the new home builder lead programs. And again, if you want that I have that for you. So let's talk about the economy first of all. And, there's been massive shutdowns of non-essential businesses that cause real gross domestic product, GDP, to drop 31% on an annual rate. Okay, in the second quarter. That's what happened in the second quarter. And it's the biggest drop since the 1930s. So this is supposed to be just doomsday for us, okay? The Great Depression, whatever. But fortunately, we're in real estate, and that's not what happened. In fact, as I shared with you, we would have a V-shaped recovery, and that's what we have. On October 29th, in about 10 days, we expect a report that the third quarter gross domestic product is going to rebound by 33.4%, which means it rebounded. Now we have gross domestic product that's more. And what that means is there's going to be more jobs. And when the economy is good, that there's more jobs, and jobs is the number one factor for us. Now, and again, we're going to talk about this urgency to talk to potential clients on, but catch this out. Did you know that mortgage originations topped $4 trillion for the first time ever? And so for the whole year already, and the year hasn't even over, it topped $4 trillion. To give you a perspective of that it was projected that it would be about $1.89 trillion. Okay, so which means the business in mortgages has doubled originations. And the highest it's ever been is 3.7 trillion in 2003. So the reason why you want to know that, it's a great statistic to be able to share on why people should buy right now. Why is that happening? It's because mortgage rates are the lowest ever. And of course, there's refinances that are involved in that. But you can still talk to people about refinances, and because you want to be on top of mind and top of heart with your clients. Fannie Mae's latest forecast calls for $1.5 trillion in purchase volume. So $1.5 trillion in purchase volume. As a perspective, last year, and so this is for us, okay, this is buying homes, not refinancing. Last year it was 1.3 trillion. Already they're projecting that it's going to be at least $1.5 trillion. So more good news, jobs continue to return, and in September, the job rate was at 7.9% unemployment, and the highest it is at 14.7. So maybe, again, a piece of data to share with somebody that, hey, unemployment it's half of what it was in its worst days just back in April. And so housing will continue to benefit from these improved conditions. And October expected, in kind of a side note, it's a fun note, but we're going to have 2 full moon cycles during October. And so from that, it's just like, it's all lively and it's wonderful. And so I encourage all of us to think about being kind, being patient, and expecting miracles of prosperity for us. And existing home sales are now up 10.5% over last year. So again, existing homes, they're up 10.5% versus what they were last year. Last year was a banner year. Okay, so there's lots of opportunity. And if you're not catching this opportunity, that you will now. And I want you to just think about you being on the wave, on the surf, and surfing on this wave, because it's the biggest wave for real estate ever. And we're in the midst of it. I was talking to one of the top loan officers in America this morning, and she was just saying, I'm so blessed to be in all of this, and we are. We're the lucky ones. We're the fortunate ones. We're in the right industry, and you're with the right group now, because we have referrals all over the nation that you can share and enjoy that, service and that income for. That we also have just amazing lead programs that are all about heart and a way for you to do it. And you just need to say yes and make a decision to do it. Just as far as the stock market is concerned, stock market is up about 3% for the year, which, again, the media doesn't share this stuff. It always does when it goes down. Like it went down yesterday, but it didn't share the last 5 days. It's gone up. And then the NASDAQ has been up over 20%. And so a lot of us have made a lot of money on real estate stock. And it's one of the things to get involved with us, that we actually have stock. You can own stock or buy stock and take advantage of these great new times. Newly built single family homes. So this is one of our lead programs, is new home builders. Okay, and we'll get more into detail on that, but they're up 43% versus last year. So they are just booming and going. And I have agents that are making literally hundreds of thousands of dollars on this one lead program of ours. And then another program that we have is for investors. And so again, I want you to take notes about this and think about, what am I going to get into, or what am I going to get into more? Where am I going to focus? Don't focus on foreclosures. It's not in '08 anymore. There's very few foreclosures in America right now, a couple thousand altogether in America. So it's not that, but it is new home builders. Okay, it is for investors. Real estate is now the top asset class for investors. And so that's the economy. And so where are we going? Who's leading all that? Real estate is. The other thing we should be aware of is COVID. And just to put that in perspective and help you to understand where COVID is, the CDC recorded that only out of all the deaths that there have been, that really only 6% are exclusively because of COVID. It's other reasons. And to put it into another perspective, about 8,000 people last year were dying each day in America, and about 8,000 people in America die each day this year and right now, today. And so it's the way it is. And so we all are transitioning at some point back to the non-physical. So, but we want to be very responsive to the needs of the consumers. So most of the consumers, safety is their number one concern now. And it used to be like green and the environment, whatever, but safety is. So I'd ask them about that. Hey, are you concerned if you're not going to build this urgency for your listings, for people to start selling their houses? Now is the time. For people to buy their home, now is the time. And one of the things to ask them is one of the reasons why you're not doing anything is because of safety, because we have solutions for all of that. And we have the safety to have everything sterilized, to have virtual open houses, to have virtual showings, to have virtual meetings. I mean, all of that. And again, any questions that you have on, hey, how do I do this? I either have the answers or know where to get them. So you just need to contact me or one of our team members that you want. Oh, and I got lots of people here waiting, sorry. We got all kinds of people wanting to get in here. So there we go. Hello, everybody. Let's see, I think waiting room. I still got somebody in the waiting room. Okay, there we go. I think I got all of you. Sorry, guys. Some of you had to be in the waiting room. But basically, we were reviewing the economy, and mortgage originations are at $4 trillion. They've never been that high. And so the point is that real estate is leading the way, that COVID is a concern. And so safety, we have ways to help create urgency. And so today is really talking about how are we going to create urgency with to have people list their homes, how to have them buy their homes, and you're going to get information about that as we do it. The other big thing that's happening in the world, and again, you should be aware of, is protests and reform. And there is definitely a need for reform. And I'm literally on a committee of 12 panelists, if you will, nationally, to help with that. And so it really has to do with a lot of mindset and the way the culture has been. And we're working with police departments and first responders. And in fact, it's one of our lead programs to be able to do it. And so it's just a really incredible opportunity. But know that, hey, we're part of that. So you're part of us, if you will, and with this group. And so, know that we're very active in that and helping them that. In fact, I wrote a book. I just wrote my 14th book on health, wealth, and success. And that is in honor of Lion Strategy Group, which is the group that we work with in order to address that. And so there's just a lot of exciting things going on that we're involved in, we're helping. So you'll see that this is not just about real estate. This is about helping the world, serving the world, and about building your wealth, your business, but also building your life. And so it's fun things. So we're focused bracketing now down onto real estate. So let's hear a little about that. Closed real estate transactions are up 21% from a year ago. So that's closed real estate transactions are up 21%. So people need to know this, like, especially for those of you that are come every week, that, hey, it's kind of, we know what's going on and we understand, but the consumer doesn't understand this. And remember, the number one reason why they're going to pick you is for your knowledge and your expertise. And so this is where you get that. But the average loan size is at a new record of $371,000. So again, that's the loan size. Average mortgage rates fell again last week. It's 2.86%. So this is the urgency that you're bringing on to them, that nobody can predict what interest rates are going to be in the future. Now is the time to get more house on this ridiculously low interest rate. When I bought my first house, it was at 18%, and that was a good deal. The interest rate was at 21%. And so literally you can buy way more house this way, reduce your house payments. It is a time for buyers to buy. As far as listings, it's the time for listing to list your home, because home prices have gone up, as I just shared. A couple other interesting things about our industry. Did you know that Gary Keller from Keller Williams, the CEO, founder of that company, he stepped down, and they're restructuring Keller Williams, and it's going to be called KWX. And so that's major. And the reason why is that there's basically only 3 brokers in America that I recommend that you go to, because those are the ones that are sharing in the wealth, ownership of the company, in some cases sharing in the revenues or profits in some cases. So if you're not with one of those 3, you should have a discussion with me, because you're really losing out on the wealth. And this is why Gary Keller, of all people, the founder of KW, why he stepped down. They just have not been with the times and not been offering us agents what we deserve. And so on Thursday, we actually have that for you to enjoy, to hear about, Thursday at 10 o'clock, but it's your GPS to real estate success. And it basically is 5 time-proven steps to get you to where you want to be. And again, I can give you that URL, but if you do want it, I don't think you can read it, but it's tinyurl.com. And then it's /GPS, and then the number 2, RE success. Again, you can just text me that and let me know, and I'll have that, can get that for you. The other interesting thing that's happened with real estate is Realtor.com, okay, the one that supposedly supports our agents. They just made a change. You know what they offer the consumer now is to just forget the agent. The agent's too complex, and take the easy way, and that they have companies that will just buy your home for you. So this is our own company that that supposedly supports us, and they're abandoning us. And so if you go to their page, and the first thing it says, hey, don't go to an agent, go to, we'll just buy it for you. You don't have to have all the hassle with an agent. And so that's another reason why we want to stick together, and we want to be able to come together and really understand, because our value is incredible for the consumer. And I've been told all my career, I've been in real estate for over 20 years. And I've been a broker with 420 agents and all this good stuff. And, you know, it's funny that I've always heard things like, oh, agents are going to be replaced with whatever, you know, and it never has happened. More like over 90, I think it's 98% of all deals are done with real estate agents. And it's not going to change because of technology, because we need that human contact and we need those knowledgeable, experienced agents like we all are. And so another bit of data, October 2020 is the biggest closing month in the history of the mortgage industry. So there's been more closes. And so why is that valuable for us? To understand what's going on. This is the biggest October we've ever had. You can also expect November to be the biggest November, and December to be the biggest December, and January and February, et cetera. So we are on a roll, folks. This is the opportunity of a lifetime, and I'll share some more data with we have renters that are out there, literally, I think 1.5 million renters that are eligible right now in order to buy a home, that we have people that are trying to right size, from people retiring, wanting to kind of get out of this whole mess the world's in, and so they want to go right size and get the right type of company for them. And then, you know, to make sure that you know your own market. And so, for example, that I'm in the DFW market, and so I know that it was $4 billion, and it's the fourth straight month of $4 billion worth of real estate business. And it is up 43% versus a year ago. I mean, you know, it's just booming here, and some amazing opportunities. So speaking of specific strategies now, where should you go? Where are the opportunities? How can you build your business right now, today? How can you, when you get off the Zoom, where can you go? And so the first one to know is that it's a 14-year high new residential construction in the US. It totaled 140,000 units last month. And it's the most since 06, okay, before the big collapse in 07, 08. And so most of these are single family homes. About 100,000 single family homes were built just in a month. Okay, and so this new home sales are up 10%. They're 10% of the market, and of the market growth is new home sales. That I'm sharing with you, that you have builders right now, new home builders by you, that you can go to, and you can share with them our program that will make you the preferred agent. So here is something, and I want you to write down, if anything, hey, an opportunity for me, new home sales. And again, if you want to get into that, I have the training videos. We have even documents, and Victor and I are going to actually talk about. I'm another person here. Hey, Kelsey, good morning. And yeah, so we got agents from across America here, and it's just fun. So to understand where the demand is, we would need to build 1.5 million homes each year for the next 10 years in order to meet the demand. And so this is just incredible. And so we have, so for years to come, that we should be able to look at having very good opportunity for us. The average home sale, now this is where you create urgency for your people. Anybody that owns a home, you need to go to them and you need to let them know that, hey, existing home prices have jumped. So existing homes, okay, to $310,000. That's the average. So prices, that's up 11.4%, the highest price ever of the average home. That you can take to the bank with you. Call people, see how they're doing. Ask them, hey, do you own a home? If you don't know, ask them if they own a home. Let them know that right now, the average home price is 310,000, the highest it's ever been. And it's increased 11.4% within the last year. It's just incredible. And so this is the time to sell because, again, we don't know about the future, but we know about right now. Interest rates are low, which means you have more buyers in the market right now. And so before those buyers get into a new home that you want to be, or existing home, you want to be able to share that urgency with them. And so let's see, and first-time home buyers made up 1/3 of the existing home buyers. So there's new homes. There's also, it's actually 2 million renters are out there that have the ability to purchase a home. Most of them don't know they can. So you could pick up the phone to anybody that you know on your list, and you can just ask them, hey, do you own a home? And that whatever that answer is, it doesn't matter. They say rent, say, hey, you're probably eligible to, it doesn't matter how much money you got in the bank right now, it doesn't matter what your score is, your credit score, that most people, and we got 2 million, and you're probably one of those 2 million people that can actually do it. Or first time, so that's also could be classified as first time home buyers, right? We have people that are looking to right size, that we have millennials, they are the number one, they're in the nesting age right now. And so they need bigger homes. People want Zoom rooms. And so, bigger houses, and they want nicer backyards. They want to move out of the city. And those are all opportunities for you to think about, hey, where am I and how can I take advantage of those different strategies? So before we get into, we're going to talk a little about our new home building because we have some updates on what we just keep on refining these lead programs, and they're just better and better. And all of the lead programs, 80% or more of the leads are closing. And so it's just great. And then we're going to talk about urgency. But I want to open it up to all of you, and any thoughts, comments about what did you hear today so far that was an aha, or that you would like to comment on. And so you just have to unmute yourself then if you want to speak. Thoughts on what you heard so far?
My biggest aha, Dr. Hank, hi Dr. Hank.
Hey, Angelica.
Is the news you announced about Gary Keller with Keller Williams. Yeah. That's a big announcement.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And to change your name to KWX, and it's basically saying, hey, these, companies out there that are high technology, don't have overhead of brick and mortar. 30 years ago, you needed brick and mortar. So 30 years ago, those type of companies were just great. Now, the world, especially in the last 8 months, the world has changed, folks. It's going virtual. And so you're exactly right, Angelica. And I just love how you pick that up. And again, you can individually contact me then and ask me my opinion on, what are those companies out there? And again, there's 3 different companies that, would brokers, because if you don't own part of the company, if you don't have the high technology that they have, if they're not sharing somehow in revenues, that you need to think twice on it. Yeah, great. Thank you. Good. Other thoughts?
I have a question. Can you hear me, Dr. Hank?
Yes. Yeah. Hey, Brian.
At the beginning, you mentioned something about loan originations and the numbers. I missed that.
Yeah. So, so a couple things that really are the mortgage originations. So mortgage originations means purchases, which, for us, it's our home buyers, right? But it also is refinances. And that's because the interest rate is so low. And again, it's a 2.86, below 3%, never been this way in history ever of interest rates for us. But mortgage originations top $4 trillion for the first time ever in a year. And we're still in October. And so there's lots more to go. It was originally projected that there would be a mortgage originations of 1.89 trillion. And again, it's more than double that. It's over 4 trillion already, and which means the business has doubled. And for perspective, the highest it's ever been for any year is 3.7 trillion, and that was in 2003. So home prices are going up, interest rates are so low that it is the time to do that. Did that answer that question for you, Ryan?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. It's really good. Really super.
Yeah. And then I think probably another good data point for us to understand is Fannie Mae, this according to Fannie Mae, that they're expecting $1.5 trillion in purchase volume. And last year it was 1.3 trillion. So it was a banner year last year, and they're expecting it to be even more than last year. And again, this is in this big recession. This is like the depression of the 30s and everything. So all of us should just thank God for that we're in this industry and that it is booming. It's just unheard of. Why is this industry booming? Well, we know why it is, and what people are doing. And again, they're kind of moving out of the cities and going there. Any other thoughts or comments before we move on here? Yeah, it's great information, to really be able to help us with all that. The next thing I want to move to is one of our lead programs, and these are just really tremendous lead programs. And we're going to talk about the new home builder program. And Victor, are you there? Can you say hello? I think you're on, but
Hi, Dr. Hank.
Hey, Victor, how are you, man?
Doing wonderful every day.
Fantastic, love it. Say, Victor, can you just tell us a little about, you've been under this umbrella with us for about a year. And first of all, let's just kind of start out general. Has your business improved at all?
Yes, tremendously.
Yeah, tremendously. I see. And could you just kind of say like about how much more it's increased?
I would say between, about three times.
3 times more business. That's fantastic. And one of the things that you used our referral program as one of the ways, so that's another lead program that we have. So you guys should write down referral program, new home builders program, investor program. Okay, these are all leads programs that are exclusive to us, that are just amazing. Just pick one and you'll do tremendously well. And then of course we have first responders program, in which Teresa, I think you can see there with the American flag, that she actually created because she just has a passion for first responders. But tell me about what you've done with the new home builder lead program.
Yes. I do have a client that is getting a new house.
Yes.
And so, I've already started, talking with them and then helping them out, talking about the sales agent, just to sell more homes. And they're really, really, they're wanting help just because of the sheer amount of people that are looking for new homes. And like you were saying, that's basically the spot of where to go when somebody is looking for a new house, or they're looking for a house. They're always looking for that would be a good spot to go into.
Yeah, for sure. And so basically, one of the keys to understand, again, we have training on all this, but it's the sales consultant. It's a focus on the sales consultant, not necessarily the management or whatever. They may have to ask permission. So you went in with 3 sheets that we have. We have 3 handouts that we use. And I'll just briefly convey this, and then I'd like to ask you, Victor, on what the sales consultant's response was. But the first sheet, and again, you're not going to be able to see all that detail on there, but the first sheet is to the sales consultant. And basically, it's all the benefits that you offer as a real estate agent to help them. And so you can sit in on their day off. You can do open houses for them, that you can do a lot of different things. And again, it's all in the program, and you're going to hear the results. And by the way, I've never heard the results different than what Victor is going to share with us. So that's the first page. The second page is an example you showed the sales consultant of the different benefits that you are going to provide the buyer. So basically, about 5 to 10% of all the buyers that walk in there aren't represented by an agent. And so this is handed to that buyer with your name, your contact information. And the first item is that you're going to give them, and again, it varies depending on what the sale of the price, home price is. It could range from like a low end of $250,000. I have agents with $500,000 new homes, but we give part of our commissions to them. And so in this case, Victor is giving $2,000. By the way, he's making 6% on these homes. And they're only $250,000 homes, but because he's making 6%, it's like a $500,000 home. Okay, so he's making a gross commission about $15,000, but then he's going to give $2,000 to the buyer. So do you think if a buyer walks in and the sales consultant says, "Hey, we recommend, if you don't have an agent, we recommend this Victor, this agent, because he's going to give you $2,000 worth of free upgrades for your house." Do you think a buyer is going to contact you? You bet they are. And so it's way to be the preferred agent. No other agents are doing this. I don't know anybody else that have been doing this. I, by the way, have been teaching this for over 10 years, and it plays out every time. And these builders, they're getting more and more developments, and so there's plenty for everybody, and especially plenty for us. The third handout, which is new, is a way to sign up, the buyer to sign up at the, they're talking to the sales consultant at the new home builder, and it's a way for the buyer to put their name, their email, their cell phone, so that this can be shared with this amazing agent, in this case, Victor, and to be able to get their $2,000. You want $2,000? It's as easy as this. You just sign on this page and you get $2,000. Do you think that the buyer will do that? With the understanding too, that on this sheet we explain there's no added costs. The costs are already involved, whether you have an agent or not. And so it's no added cost, and we're going to give you $2,000. Plus that then Victor shared with them, because it's on this list, that will also help that buyer to sell their current home. So now you get a listing, now you get a buyer, but it's not like the regular buyer where you got to cart them all over the city or whatever, that you don't have to do much. You sign the contract and you do a little negotiations, whatever, with the new home builder. But like, it's the easy route, folks. It is the easy route. And I have one agent that is going to easily make $300,000 just on, I told them about this, they pursued it, they went through our training. It's just 4 modules, about 40 minutes each, and they did it. So back to you, Victor. So what was the response when you gave, and really you had a little conversations, you knew this sales consultant, but can you tell us how you made the appointment with the sales consultant, and then what their response was after you shared this good news with them?
Yeah, so I went ahead and reached out to the sales consultant, and I just set up a time, whatever was best for him. Just because to make it official. And so that way we could have a sit down and I could actually explain to him what the services that I was going to give to him, or offer to him. And so set the appointment, and I even offered to get him lunch. So he was really excited about that. So I just asked him, I was like, "Hey, what do you want for lunch?" And then I kind of gave him a list of things.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the day of the appointment, I I went ahead and printed off those sheets, the ones that you just went through, and I actually color coordinated them. So there were different colors. And so that was a little bit easier to kind of go through the presentation that way.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, just went over to the location of where the sales consultant was. He was actually in a different subdivision. I guess he recently got put over there. So he was in a new subdivision. And so, yeah, I just sat down with him, went through each service, each bullet point that I could offer him. And he was really, really, he was really, liking what I was saying. Yeah. Just because he told me personally that he was looking to increase his productivity because it was going to be his retirement year. Wow. And so he was actually, wanting some sort of help. He was like, yeah, let me go ahead and, just go through the list again and see what kind of, how we can help each other. Wow. And so, yeah, he was really, really, really liking what.
That's awesome. And then how many homes in that new development? Of course, you'll be able to go back to the old development and tell that sales consultant, hey, I got a buyer here, whatever. And so that's another opportunity. But about how many homes are there going to be in that development?
A lot. I didn't tell him. He didn't tell me specifically, but when I went over there to the new subdivision, there was 4 different houses in the very beginning of the street, and they were different builders.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so and of course they were constructing like right when I got there too, right across the street. Right. So there's definitely a lot of there's a lot of productivity there. Yeah. And he told me, he was like, hey Victor, we were closed for a little bit, but we just opened back up, and within the last 2 weeks, we sold 46 homes. So I was just like, wow. Well, yeah. So and of course,
10% of that, that's not bad, huh? Get 4 or 5 homes a month.
Yeah. And of course, that's just one builder, but of course, there was 4 right next to each other. So there was, there is competition within the builders. So, just by me going in there, I felt like I was actually helping him, or, just because he was wanting to increase his productivity. And then of course he has, other competition around there. So, yeah.
So you're the preferred agent now for that sales consultant?
Yes.
Yeah, by far. And then he's going to, bring him lunch once a week, whatever. And, but this is really a way to build your business with new home builders. And so thank you so much, Victor. Any other thoughts on that?
No, yeah, it's really, really quite easy, especially because I already had a relationship with them, because I do have a buyer who is getting a new home. And then of course I was just being, just straight up with them. I was just saying, hey, I'm not going to, my goal is to help you. If you want to increase your productivity and hit that goal that you do have for this year, then, I'll be more than willing to help you any way that I can. Yeah. And just saying, these different bullet points or these different services is not, a set in stone. They can change. Just tell me what I can do or what can I take out, and, we can work from there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. And there's all kinds of valuable things. We provide bilingual services. And even if you're not bilingual, again, we have resources for that. And, we can do open houses for them, and just all kinds of great things that nobody else is out there doing that. And then the other thing is that sales consultant can give you referrals to other sales consultants and other developments. So there's no end to this magical path, that your lighted path for your financial abundance there. That's great. Super. So thoughts, questions that any of you have about that? What did you like best about that leads program?
I like best that Victor and I are partners.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. I love that. Yeah. I'm happy you guys are partners too.
Hey, can you check, Dr. Hank, I put in the chat, the tinyurl.com/yes to RE. Make sure I have that right.
Okay.
In there, because I shared it on the chat.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah, it's http tinyurl.com GPS2 RE Success. And that's Thursday at 10 o'clock. And again, that'll give you more details about every one of our lead programs. And again, they're free. They're the best lead programs that I know of. Again, we close over 80%. With new home builders, I have yet to hear a sales consultant say no to us. And again, it's this whole approach about just, building relationships with people on that. And so, yeah, thanks for putting that in there, Ryan. So, yes.
I do have something to say about the new home sales, because I work with someone at Lennar pretty closely.
Awesome.
And so I'm interested to see how I can approach her to, be her lead consultant.
Yeah, so you bet. What I'll do is we have those 3 documents, and we have it in Google Docs, and you know how to do Google Docs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
and if not, I got it in Word too. But then we have, most importantly, the 4 training modules. And so if you'll just email me and ask me for that, I'll send you those training modules. Again, they're about 40 minutes. So within, by this afternoon, you could be ready to go, and you just switch out. Victor's been kind enough to offer the work that he did on developing those flyers. You just switch out his picture to your picture. And again, if you don't know how to do that, I have resources for that too. So like, you can just tell me. I have agents, they just say, hey, put this picture in here. And then we also need a picture of the development, typically you want to, of the builder, of one of their homes or whatever, to customize it so they don't just think you're peddling this, if you will, anywhere. But it's that individual approach. So that's great. And you bet what you'll find too is, as you continue to develop, you offer all this value to that sales consultant. The sales consultant is going to then give you referrals into other sales consultants. And in your case, that's a big builder. So they got stuff going all over your market, all over the United States. You can even do referrals on this. And again, we have agents anywhere in the United States. So if you have a referral, I'll hook you up with that agent, and then you guys discuss commission, whatever. And again, everything is free. All you need to do, all any of us need to do is just step out and make a decision. I got to share a funny, and did that help you, Yvette?
Yes, I can do that. That's definitely within my grasp.
Yeah, and love you. And Yvette's in Tampa, Florida, by the way. So. And I'm in DFW, just in case you guys didn't know that. And so, yeah, any other thoughts or questions before we move on?
Yeah, I'd just like to bring up a couple of points for people to think about. And this just happened with me. I got a listing. It's going to be over $500,000. And here's one thing: make sure that everyone has a list of vendors, because one of the values that I offer is providing the best vendors, the best AC guy, plumber, contractor, window guy, floors, whatever it is. Have all of those people in your back pocket to share, because here's what happened. These people needed to make a few updates to their home, and they also needed their air conditioning replaced. And I've got a great AC guy, and I shared that with them. And their response back to me was like, oh my God, he was so good. He was so reliable. He was cost effective. They worked their butts off over the weekend. They got everything done. And when you provide that service for a client, it just raises the level of your ability, and they just appreciate you even more, and they want you to provide them even more. And then the next step for me is going into their house with the stager. And then the next step after that is getting a contractor who I use and rely upon that can pretty much do everything. And bringing them into the fold, and it's just a provide. I think that provides an extra level of that service for our clients that, like we mentioned about realtor.com or some of these other companies or whatever, are they really going to provide that? No. I've seen this happen. And what they want to do, they want to go get, like, basically what they're doing is they're being investors, and they want to go get that the lowest possible price they possibly can, get it under them, and then start doing all of these steps that we can offer to help our clients do, and keep the money in their pocket and add more value and put more money into their pocket. This is like literally the steps that we're taking with these contractors is $100,000 difference. Now, are they going to have to put 30 or 40,000 into it? Yes. You guys tell me. If I put $40,000 into something and I'm going to get a 60,000 return, how many people are going to take that? Yeah. Hopefully everyone says yes. If you don't say yes, call Dr. Hank and he'll, he's a doctor, so he'll help you out. But that's what we're looking at. And that's the value that we can offer and we can provide our clients that, and I know that we're in this virtual world, and I know that that's a big process, but you've got to remember that we're human beings. Yeah. Everyone has emotions. Everyone has feelings. And we need to provide that safety and that comfortability for our clients and provide them, just let them know they have someone on their team. They have someone in their corner, and we're here to help them. And the more we do that, it's a very simple law. It's called the law of prosperity. And what you put in, you get out, no matter what. Even if you work on a deal and it doesn't work out, doesn't matter, move on. And what the law of prosperity does, it goes, oh, well, you did that, you're going to get more, and there's something better, and there's a better opportunity for you down the road. So it's just constantly going there, and it will keep feeding, and it keeps feeding all the time. It's like the law of gravity. It's the same way. It works the same way. So that's all I think.
Well, thanks, Ryan. And Ryan, didn't you also, you're working on $1 million?
I have a $1 deal here in Dallas. I just, I was getting text messages for setting up the appointments for my photos on that, and doing the like Matterport photo. But we're going to have to do a couple of things. I don't want to get into, we got to get it.
Yeah. And so if you want to start doing millions of dollars like Ryan is, Teresa is, every month, that this is how, and it's really easy. And it's just all about heart, just being, wanting to serve and love other people. And that's what we're all about, is we want to help you to grow your business, grow your wealth, and grow your life. And so that's great. Thank you, Brian. And and if you don't have those resources, ask me. I can get those resources on the best AC and et cetera, and anywhere in the nation that I can help you to find where those are, because there's referral partners out there that have those lists. Like, for example, your loan officer probably has a good list. So if you have a preferred loan officer, ask that loan officer on where it is if you don't have it. So we just have a couple minutes left here, but I wanted to share with you on how to get business right now. And this will get you three more deals by the end of the year, if not more. And it's this idea about conveying urgency to your potential clients. So, for example, the urgency to reach out to potential move-up buyers. So move-up are ones that either don't have a house and they do have a house and they need to move up, like millennials, the biggest buyers right now. They need to move up, but we need to create this urgency. So one of the reasons why that to share with them, mortgage rates are at historic lows. And again, sometimes as we know this stuff, we forget to share this with them, but mortgage rates are at historic lows, leading to a boom in the refi and the purchase markets, okay? U.S. housing inventory numbers are at an all-time low, which means if you get your seller out there to sell because they can get a high price for it, and there's more buyers, there's low interest rate, you increase the number of buyers. Now is the time to move up buyers to sell. Move up buyers to sell and get into that bigger and better home while rates are still low. And so what are we waiting for, you know? And what will you do with this opportunity? The opportunity is that many consumers has yet to realize their absolute best opportunity to move up is right now. And again, doesn't matter where they're moving up, or I call it right sizing. They may need to sell their bigger house and get a smaller one. And so what do we need to do? Start talking to everybody. And so start talking to people and share the good news. Don't be sitting there nervous and, oh, I don't know if I can. Just pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm going to share the good news, and pre-pave that call, which means think about how these calls are going to be easy and fun, and we're going to really get along well. And they're going to understand my value. I just love being the knowledge agent and saying those things, and that I am confident in saying those type of things, and then have a smile on your face, folks, even if you're on the phone, and start calling. And so talk to everybody, and I mean absolutely everybody that you know. Don't be judging on, oh, are they going to be a buyer in their situation? Just call them and start talking and sharing this good news on why there is urgency now to get the American dream for you. It's not a sales pitch. You just want to, you know, and then ask them, hey, let's sit down for a couple minutes and look at your situation, and expose the areas of opportunities for them. This is a lifetime opportunity for people, the biggest investment most people ever have. And it's the time to do it now, to sell now, to buy now. It is your time to get out there and share your knowledge, share this good news, and get people to act on it. And so what are we waiting for? You know, you are now the knowledge agent. You've gotten the knowledge today. You have all the knowledge you want, and we have these recorded, so you can go back the next 3 weeks and get knowledge and information, all that you need in order to be that knowledge agent. So pick up the phone, send direct mail, write notes, just 5 notes a day, if you will, wishing them a happy Halloween. Okay, and then letting them know, hey, just wanted to make sure you knew interest rates are at an all-time low. They just dropped again last week. You maybe want to consider, let me help you, you know, buy, sell, whatever it is. This is the perfect opportunity to sell a listing and to help people to get into that right home, that bigger home, that smaller home, all while making their home dreams come true. So for all of us, let's just do this now. And so after we get done, we're going to do a little singing here and everything, but after we get done, that I want you to just feel fired up, okay? And just feel confident, feel sure. Say, hey, I am the knowledge agent, and I'm going to share this great opportunity with people, everybody that I know. I'm going to start picking up the phone. I'm going to start writing letters. I'm going to start emailing people. I'm going to, in personal, this is one-on-one about building relationships. And as you do, you will be amazed at the magic that is now going to happen in your life. So hearing that, thoughts, comments, what do you think? Are you up for it? Are you going to go start contacting and share the good news?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In it to win it.
Yeah.
Dr. Hank.
Yes.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Teresa.
To be surprised. Over here having so much fun. While we've been on this call, I've been, well, number one, Victor, you know, I just adore you, and our friendship is so important to me. And I'm so proud of you. We've talked many times, and I'm just so happy that things are going so well for you. Yeah. And so I'm going to take your advice. I've got a builder in Parker that's 1 million plus community. And so so if I have your permission, Victor, can I increase that to 5,000? Because the commission would be about $36,000 on $1 million home. And and it's funny because it's a friend of mine that was a salesperson that went to work for one of the top builders.
There you
And she
go.
called and she said, I need your help. I just started here and I don't know what I'm doing. So thank you, Dr. Hank, Victor.
Yeah,
Ryan. But while I've been sitting here, I had two different people connect. Well, I request connections every day from first responders, and two of them just responded, and they need help with the purchase of their homes. That's just since we've been on the phone. So I guess my point is that all I did was ask to connect with them, to share, you know, like you said, Dr. Hank, my initial thing is to share the good news of, you know, the significant things that we offer for first responders.
Yeah. That's awesome.
They haven't even seen the video yet. So you're right. It's just like the really little, it's just pick up the phone, call, connect with people on LinkedIn. I have a particular group of people that are searched every day, and that's first responders. And, you know, every time I see a response, I feel completely blessed.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Victor and Ryan and everybody on this call feels the same way. So I just cannot back you enough on just communicate. And I think a lot of people don't, because they're going to hear no. But you know what? I don't very often hear no. I very often hear, you know what? I'm actually going to be thinking about that next year. Bam, there's someone to stay in connection with. Or if they're not interested or whatever their deal is, it's, do you have any friends or family that I can add to my new friendship list?
Yeah.
You know, I want people to know that I'm here to help, or I'm here to, you know, to serve.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And
well,
I don't get slammed. It's like people are so receptive to, especially the thank you notes. I mean, that is just the most beautiful thing.
Yeah.
When someone refers someone to you, sending the Starbucks card or I send Amazon cards now, but you know, picking up the phone and asking people how they are, and the conversation always turns into real estate because they know that I'm a realtor. I invited all of the people in my neighborhood to come and do yoga tonight. And I had such an incredible response. And they all know I'm a realtor. You know, it's like realtor by day and yoga teacher by night. Okay. So I've got six women coming tonight and 3 women coming Thursday, because there was so many responses that, and it was just an invitation to get to know my neighbors, and every one of them know I'm a realtor. And, you know, so now I've got 2 yoga classes a week, and there you go. I mean, it's just, it catapults. Right. And it just takes that one little action, like you said, and then you multiply it. Yeah. Before you know it, you're healthy, wealthy,
successful.
And free.
Yeah. Hey, Teresa, just because of time here, we're out of time. And I love your comments. And just so you know, Teresa just moved into a new home. So she decided to get to know her neighbors. And now she has all these different opportunities and appointments with them. And it's all just about connecting with people. And what she connected with these people about also is their passion. So think about your passion. And so she loves yoga, and she just got into painting. And so because of that, she is attracting all these wonderful people. And then those people, all people are looking for a place for lodging, right? They need a place to sleep, if you will, to live. And we can help them with that. And that's the American dream. So I just love that. And so we like to laugh and have more fun. We like to laugh and have more fun as we increase our income.
As we increase our income,
you can watch our income rise.
You can
watch our income rise.
As more and more we magnetize.
As more and more we magnetize.
And my new one that I love is moolah, moolah, moolah.
Moolah, moolah, moolah.
And just close your eyes and imagine the $100 bills just floating into you. Thousands of $100 bills floating into your experience. Moolah, moolah, moolah. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks so much for joining us today. Just a spectacular time that this will take you off. You're now inspired. You're now going to go and create that urgency now and help people awaken to that they can have the American dream and they can have with the best agent in America. And that is YOU, you. So love you all. Thank you so much. And know that everything that you want is coming your way. All the best.
Yay.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.